Still ongoing at Seasons in Kasarani, where a 7-story building under construction collapsed this afternoon.
At around 3:30 a.m., as the man and woman were asleep in their iron sheet house adjacent to the construction site.
Well, it was a close shave for over 100 tenants who evacuated from a building in Ruiru as it came tumbling down just hours later.
Let's go over to Embakasi. This is where a building has collapsed.
We all witnessed the menace this past month of buildings collapsing all over Nairobi. First, it was in Kasarani Seasons area, where a building that was under construction collapsed, killing 3 and injuring 8 people in the process. Another building also under construction went down 2 weeks later in Ruaka. And just recently, in Ruiru sub-county, a residential building collapsed after people had been evacuated by the county government of Kiambu. With lives lost and so many people injured, the question in many of our minds is what really happened? To find out, I spoke to a civil engineer friend of mine who helped me understand what could have gone wrong in the construction process of such buildings that left them at the risk of collapsing.
Yeah, so today I'm in Langata, Karen, to visit one of my friends who is a civil engineer. So I'm here to help him with some IT stuff. While doing that, I was hoping to also have an interview with him. Yeah, so maybe you can introduce yourself and tell us who you are.
Yeah, my name is Simon Wambia.
Yes.
Yeah, Edmond is my friend, and he has come to pay a visit and also to help me in some IT works. Our office is right there, the black gate behind us. That's where our office is.
Yeah. So Simon, most people normally hear about civil engineering, but they don't know what you guys do. So maybe in a few minutes you can elaborate and tell us what civil engineering is and what you normally do in the career.
Yeah, civil engineering is quite broad. Basically, myself, I specified in structures. And what I'm doing right now, I'm a technician. We are in a material lab where we test building material. Any material that is used in construction, we are testing. We are also testing existing structures. Some of them we use destructive methods, some of them we use non-destructive methods. We only assess if material used in construction are as per the standards, and we also check the quality control in sites.
Yeah. So I've heard about material testing of construction material. So what is the purpose of that? Why is that important to do the testing of the materials? Why can't a constructor just go and pick whatever material and do his construction without doing the testing? What is the danger there, the disadvantage and the advantage of it?
Yeah, doing tests for materials, especially in construction, is relevant. Just to brief you, I think you've been seeing in television maybe some houses collapsing in different areas in the country. The reason why we do tests for materials, one, it's just like when you go to buy a shoe. When you go to buy a shoe, you might get a fake shoe and the original shoe. When you go to buy something like, let me say, a cloth, there are those ones you say this is original, and there's those ones you say this is not original. So the same as materials that we use in construction, there are standards that are put that they should meet. There are standards that are put maybe for concrete. You will find that when someone is constructing a house, there is a standard for concrete. There are some classes of concrete. So you will realize if I'm given a specification maybe to build a house with a concrete of a class of 30, if I'm a contractor, I might go the shortcut, I do class 25. So that's our work, to come and see if maybe someone used the right materials or the right standards that were set for a certain construction.
Yes, so like you said, you have seen houses. I think I saw on Twitter some house in Pipeline which came down. So can you say that in Kenya, the contractors au watu wanafanya construction, do they take this material testing seriously, ama as you have said, they normally look for shortcuts? And what can we do so that more constructors can do this material testing and take it more seriously?
Yeah, a number of us in Kenya will have shortcuts, just from the top government up to the common mwananchi. So many of us love shortcuts, and you will realize that we don't take our work seriously. So in houses that you will find that are collapsing, one, the problem might not be even the material, but now maybe the conditions of the site. If they were not investigated before the project commenced, you will realize that you might maybe build a very big house in an area where it's not recommended. That comes when you didn't do the geotechnical investigation to know the soil condition of that area, if there are some rocks in the area, so that you determine the type of foundation. So some of us just build without doing investigation. So before you start any project, especially in construction of a building, you need to do some investigation for the geotechnical, the location of that area, the standard. How far should you build a house? How deep should you go for a foundation? So that you know what is required. But if you just go and construct a house without considering those factors, that's when you will encounter such problem during construction, or when the building will be already in use.
Yeah. So, as in, would you say, maybe anajaribu kuimagine yosa perspective ya constructor? Constructing a house is not a cheap thing, especially if you're constructing a big house. So, would you say that the process of testing and doing all that, I don't know, geonautical, whatever survey, geotechnical survey, which you said that people must do, would you say that process is a bit expensive? That's why people are avoiding it.
No, it's not expensive, but you will realize that some of us in Kenya, for example, in construction, there are those relevant authorities that are responsible to certify a project, to give some documents for